All right, so far what we covered have been just drawing straight ahead, just one frame after the other, just kind of going willy-nilly. Then what we covered was drawing pose to pose. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you a method that's somewhat between those and also kind of includes interpolation. So the idea here is that you draw what you need to, but you also use the computer to interpolate like things that you need it to do. All right. So it's going to be somewhat similar, but also a little bit different. All right. So what we're going to do is, again, I'm just going to go ahead and use the pencil tool, and I'm just going to draw him doing a front flip, we'll say. Okay. So we'll start off with, so we just kind of do something similar. So we'll start off with him just straight up, right? So just a basic pose. All right. Right. You get that, and so on. We'll just do it like that with the thing. I'm not going to bother drawing his face because it's not going to show up anyway. Okay, so start with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw pose to pose, but we're going to do things a little bit differently once we get done with that. So just like before, what we need to do is anticipate his jump. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit 6. I'm going to hit F7 to create a blank keyframe. I'll turn on the framing here. Actually, I'll show you the other way of doing it. So again, it was the greater than less than symbol. So what I'm going to do is just do this. Because this way I can kind of see it moving. So right here, I'm looking at it and I don't like it. So I'm actually going to take it and move it over. This is the beauty of having using a computer to do it. Oops, there we go. And back to you. Oops, okay, that's better. And we'll just do something like this. All right. And so I'm going to see where his feet are. And then we'll just like this. And actually, I'm going to do this a little bit different. I'm going to actually put his arms forward, like so. And let's just erase this line so that we know it's not that arm. Okay, good. Okay, so he's going to go like this. Then he's got to do his flip, right? So we'll just go, I'll just put it at 10. We'll do it this way, like this button, okay? And so now what I'm going to do is just look back and, okay, see. All right, so it should be somewhere in here. So I'm just going to have him kind of go like this. All right, like that. So let's see, that's okay. Looks a little bit big. So again, I'm just going to use this tool and we will shrink it down just a little bit. Ugh, I hate how it, okay. And then we'll just feel like it was a little bit too high too. And let's go V, click off, back to, I guess, Shift Y is the pencil tool. Yeah, okay. So boom, good. And for this, he would be tucking his feet like so. And he would be tucking his arms as well. So he's going to do front flip. And then we'll go to, let's say, let's go here. So F7. And again, I'm just going to go, oops, wrong one. Keep hitting that button. It's not that one, this one. Okay, so let me see. Where does he land? Okay, so it's all the way to there. Oops, I didn't put it on the right drawing. Here we go. So boom, and let's see. Actually, you know, let's go ahead and put this on so I can see what that first frame is. Because what I'm going to have him do is actually go up a little bit higher, like this. And I'm actually going to have this kind of this direction. And we'll have his arms up like that. And he will have this foot down. And this one will be up because he's not quite there yet. All right, so, and then we're going to need the squash, which will happen just after that. So I'm just going to go here and hit F7. And we're just going to squash quite a bit. This. Like that. We'll just have him throw his arms back like this. And then we'll just, like 2 frames after, we'll hit 1 here. Okay. And we're just going to go ahead like so. Like that. And that's too far over. Should be this way a little bit more. And shift Y. Okay. Like that. And we'll just have his arms down like so. Okay, let's turn this off. Let's just extend this we'll go to here. And I'm just going to hit F5 to extend it just so that that frame is held longer. And then we'll hit play. Oh, we also got to change the frame rate. So just make sure, click off, so you have nothing selected, and change the frame rate to 12, because that looks better. And then I'm just going to enter, and then you can see our animation, right? So now, if you look, you can see he's doing this basic flip. And that looks fine and dandy. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is, let me see. What we're going to do is, see how this one actually did the stretch? I need basically the same drawing, but over here, but the opposite. So I'm actually going to, right after this one, we're going to move these. I'm going to click and drag across all these, and I'm going to move them over, say 2. And then right here, I don't know what happened here, but that should not be there. I accidentally must have duplicated it somehow. That was weird. Okay, didn't mean to do that either. Alright, so I gotta go up 2. There we go. And I'm just gonna move these over, let's say like that. And then right here, I'm gonna put an F7, and I'm just gonna do the stretching one. And we'll just put this on, just so that we have the frame where he's gonna do his flip. And we're just gonna really stretch him out like so, so that he's got some power going, like so. All right, so, and I'm just gonna have his arms go back like this. Okay, so we'll call that good. Turn that off. Let's hit the loop, and we'll just make sure that this. All right, so now you can see we have this basic animation, but there's no drawings in between. So if we were doing it the other way we were doing before, we would draw all of those frames in between, right? Let me just remove these. So right click, remove frames. Okay, we don't need all of this. So that's what we would normally do. What I'm going to do here instead is I would clean up all these drawings first. So I should probably show you how to do it. So we're just going to clean up and make another layer. And all I'm going to do is on this one, we'll take this layer like we did before, open it up. Come on, open up. There it goes. And then we will take the opacity down to, let's say, 18%. That's fine. I'm going to lock it. We'll hit OK. Hit OK. Sweet. It's doing that thing again, which is super fun. 20. Cancel. There we go. I'm not sure why it does that, but looks like it worked anyway. Okay. So I'm going to go to here, and then I will just do the finalized drawing. So I just like to use this pen here, and let me see. For some reason, that changed color. So good. So we would just do. Is this regular? Is this classic? Oh, it is classic. That's why it was on gray, because we were coloring with it. Okay, that's right. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically clean up these drawings. So let's make, that's good enough. Okay, so I'm just going to clean up these drawings here. Like so. All right, and then I'll just go to this one and then hit F7 and trace this drawing, just like we did before. Nothing new. So obviously I'm not doing a very good job. I would spend a lot more time on this, but I just am trying to do it as quickly as possible. Right? Get the idea. You would spend a lot more time than this, because obviously these look pretty bad. I'd be pretty disappointed if this is what you turned in. So don't do as I do, do as I say. All right, there's that one. F7. Okay, ink. All right, and F7. So imagine I did a really good job drawing. It's really hard to imagine, I know, but imagine, if you will, a world where I did a good job drawing these things. Okay, great. All right, and then I would also go through and paint all of them. So just with the thing here and thought tool. Okay, I was gonna say, why is it not? And we're just gonna go yoink, and we'll just fill, 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 fill. Okay, fill. If you click and hold, like if I click and just drag, it will paint wherever I'm putting the fill. So you don't have to click each time. I missed that part. I don't really care though, because I'm just trying to get it. So I'm just clicking and dragging. Okay. So imagine I did a good job painting it as well. All right. So this is where it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to turn this off. We'll lock this one as well. What we're going to do is we're going to convert these to symbols, because right now there's no blending in between any of these. So what we do is we take each of these spans here. I guess we'll do it with this. I'm going to right click and we're going to create a motion tween. Oh, actually, it will automatically do it to us. So we'll just do create motion tween and then hit OK, and it will automatically create symbols. So obviously what we should do is actually do modify, convert to symbol, but I'm just going to let it make dummy symbols. They're going to have like, just going to be called symbol 1, but just for the sake of create motion tween, okay, create motion tween, okay. So it's making symbols of all of these things, which obviously are not the greatest, okay. Create motion tween, okay, and create motion tween, and okay, okay. So now you'll see we have these things going like that, right? Okay. So what we're going to do is from here, I am going to create a key. So I'm going to key this. I'll use this actually. Go like this. And I'm going to put this down here. And what I'm going to do is I say, okay, so let's go here. I'm going to go, let's hold control so I can do, I'm going to pull it up a little and put it back a little. So that way he goes up, and then I'm going to have it quickly go really far down like this. So it goes up, and actually I'm going to take this, actually let's move this over one so he spends a little bit more up, and then quickly, boom, and you'll see it sort of in a weird way blends to it. I'm going to take this also, let's go up a little bit, I'm going to go this way a little bit, and let's also just rotate it a little bit. And then from here, I'm going to go, instead of trying to blend to this one, I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm actually going to take this and just keep squishing. Oops. We're going to put this down at the base. I'm going to keep squishing it and widening it. So it's, and we'll shear it this way a little bit too. Okay, so it goes boom, boom. And then what we're going to do is here, I'm just going to key it like it is right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert keyframe. Insert keyframe, we'll do all. And then on the first one here though, let's move this down here. I'm going to pull it down like this, and we'll also squash it a little bit. Boom, boom. See how it looks? Now it looks like he's stretching it up. Let's go ahead and we can actually pull this a little bit and thin it a little bit. And let's go this way a little bit more. Boom. And then what we're going to do is just key this basically spinning to there. So we'll start with you being kind of over here. Boom. And then it's got to go over to here. So maybe up and over a little bit. And then we're going to click off and oops, I'm going to grab this and I'm just going to pull this curve so it curves up. So he goes up and over. And then obviously it also has to spin. So what we're going to do here is just also rotate this. So he goes to about, let's see, is that right? Boom. And let's spin this back this way. Boom. And that's not the direction I wanted. I'll go this way. That's better. Okay. And then I am going to put this down here. And then we're going to go ahead and go oink and squash a little bit. Let's shear it a little bit more this way. Shear a lot more this way, a lot more down, a lot more stretch. Let's also rotate a little bit. Maybe that'll help. There we go. Boom, boom. So that's actually a little bit too much, I think. Let's pull it back a little because. And then here, I'm just going to rotate. Oops. Let's undo that. Make sure this is down at the base of its feet. Rotate a little bit. Go like this. Squish it a little bit. So I just want to go like this a little bit more. Squish it down a little bit more. So just to help that momentum. And then what we're going to do is key right here. I'm just going to key this position. So let's see. Insert keyframe. Oops. Insert keyframe all. And then this, I'm just going to make a blending one from this to this. So I'm actually going to move this down. Pull you down like this. And oops, scale you a little bit wider. Boom, boom. And this, we're actually going to go up and make it thin. And then the next one, just go down a little bit and set it kind of back to where it was. So that way it overshoots. And now when we hit play, you can see that we did fewer drawings, but we're able to kind of blend them in between each. And we get this kind of flippy thing, right? So fewer drawings, but you definitely get more of a full looking animation. So we used it for a couple of things, to kind of blend from one pose to another, and also to help just push poses and add a little bit of bounce. So you can see like there's a nice little bounce at the end because I went down and back up. And you can see we have a sort of minorly full animation. So that's probably honestly the best approach because it involves less drawing and more, you use the tools, you use what's there, but it still looks very full. And you can do this not just the way I did it here, where I just did the whole body. You could do just pieces of the body and animate some parts and only have one part moving and squash and stretch and all that other stuff. But I find that, you get a certain amount of fluidity just from doing this. All right. Hopefully that made sense. And good luck.